this guy has made it through rounds playing the style that he plays.
He named every one. It's like this guy named all 5 of my game-winning shots from 2008, 2009.
I played with two of the most exciting players ever to play the game, Allen Iverson and Vince Carter.
Oh man, welcome to Step in the Arena. I'm here. I'm Edgar Burgos. I'm missing my partner Bobby C, who is taking care of some family business today. But I'm here. I finally got a friend of mine who I've known for a very long time, and I was hunting him down for weeks and months. and one night he was about to come on, and he went out to get some pizza or something. Something like that. But my man Tim Thomas, former New York Knicks, former NBA player. Timmy, what up?
What's going on, E? How you been, man?
Oh, man, I've been holding it tight, man. How's California living?
Great, man. Can't complain.
So, first off, what made you move to California?
You know how it is, man. When you born and raised on the East Coast, everybody out east always want to come west, and the people that live on the West Coast always want to go east. So, me and my wife, we're from the same hometown, went to the same high school. So, we wanted to get out west, and that first stint with the Knicks is when I purchased, my place here. So, been here for quite some time.
But you still have roots, obviously, in back east, and you do the Tim Thomas Academy, and you do Hoopsville, right? And can we talk about the academy and why did you start the academy?
Well, I'm dealing with a high school right now. It's called Pioneer Academy. It's based out of Wayne, New Jersey. It's a blue ribbon school. Obviously academics is important. And they didn't have a basketball program. So I wanted to bring, those two worlds together and help those kids that are, in need of needing, the academic side as well as the basketball 101 side. And then also, like you mentioned, Hoopville. Hoopville is a pro-am, summer pro-am. Being an OG from the state, we always try to give that information to the youth. So that's basically what that's about. Just trying to help those guys that are, currently playing overseas or just fresh, coming out of college, trying to get that situation going with their pro situation. So, just trying to keep everyone grounded and keep things going.
So do you go down there to check out the competition throughout the summer, or you just, you like at the end, during championship time?
No. When I'm in Jersey, I'm there. I'm there. And I also, put together a high school event, winter showcase. We had 32 games in 4 days. We had teams from Canada, DC, obviously Jersey, New York, Philly. Something that's probably never been done where you have, teams coming in from, different places, Canada as well. I didn't mention Canada. But 32 games, man, in 4 days. That was right after Christmas. That was beautiful.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have one of the best East Coast, programs on the East Coast. Like, how important was it for you to make that happen? Like to get, to build the program up?
I mean, at that time, some of the guys that was in the league that I knew about had teams because, previously, playing against those teams. So once I got to the league, that was one of the first things I wanted to do, which was get involved with grassroots basketball. And, I started the players. And then, 2 years later, I started another program, which is still going, to New Jersey Sparks. So, I'm in on both ends in the state of New Jersey, EYBL teams. And recently we just shut down the players, but we'll be bringing it back next year.
Can you talk about some of the great players that's come through your program?
Oh, God rest his soul, me, Kobe, and Vince Carter. We played together back in the day, along with Kevin Freeman, Donald Hand, Edmund Sanders, Anthony Perry, considered the best AAU team of all time, right? And then we have some greats that came out of the program as well. God rest his soul, Eddie Griffin, Dante Jones, J.R. Smith, Earl Clark, Gerald Henderson. I mean, we put our time in, and we produce about 25, I believe, NBA guys.
I was gonna say that's amazing. Like, so when you talk about like the basketball on the East Coast and now you're in the West Coast, what's the difference and who's better?
I actually coach high school ball out here as well. So, on the East, we're always known for being the ball handlers. Not really known to be shooters. We always have that debate with Jersey and New York. Like Jersey got the shooters, New York don't have the shooters. All that kind of stuff. But I would just say it's a more of a finesse thing on the West Coast. On the East Coast, it's more a little gritty, but it's evening out now. I mean, everywhere, guys are figuring out how to play, in this new style. So, it's a little different. But I would say that was definitely, the two differences there.
So the cool thing about like the style is like your style, the way you played back in the day is how they play now.
Yeah.
Like, what's funny, like how many points you think you'll average today if you was playing in today's game?
It's no telling because the rules has changed. It's really no telling. I mean, for a person that can do a little bit of everything, shoot the three, handle the ball, like it's really. I know it would have been a double-double easily because the style of play right now is so fast. So, for instance, like a guy like Draymond Green who can grab a rebound and bring it up the court and then, dribble hand off the Steph or whatever. If that was me in that scenario, I'm bringing it up the court. I'm either going to attack the basket, or if the big is, a super big and he's going to protect the basket, I'm going to shoot the three. So it's really no telling, man. It would have been a double-double, maybe 20 and 10, 20, 10 and 5. You never know. But I love what I see, man, with the youth. It's beautiful. I'm watching the game right now as we talk, but it's beautiful to see, bigs being able to handle the ball and, shoot the ball and have that skill set, even all the way down to the high school level. It's beautiful.
So when you're at home and you're watching these guys play and you're talking to your family, you're like, damn, I could have made a real bag right now.
Yeah,
right now.
Yeah, I mean, well, all of us that are retired now, we all, say that about, the money scale and how, even in the NFL and obviously in baseball as well, right? So, I mean, it's beautiful to see that guys are able to, put themselves in position to take care of their families like that. But yeah, I always had those thoughts about, being ahead of my time, so to say, but it is what it is. I mean, the game is.
I think I was gonna say you're frozen.
I'm frozen.
Yeah, you was frozen.
I was frozen for a second. Okay.
Yeah.
It's the internet up here, man, on this hill, man.
Yeah.
It's the internet on this hill. My bad.
But, all good.
But now I was just saying, it's beautiful to see, the big guys being able to handle the ball, shoot the ball, and create, for others as well. But, I always have that debate where, I was definitely ahead of my time or whatever the case may be. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, now, you watching the game now. First off, like, did you watch the Laker game and Golden State game, and do you like the whole NBA rules with the new playing tournament?
Yeah, I checked the game out last night. That was a big shot by LeBron. I kind of like the playing tournament a little bit. I mean, it keeps things interesting, towards the end of the season, because most of the time it's that 1, 2, 3 Cancun huddle, so, but I like it. I mean, it gives teams that are right there a chance to, get, some experience in the playoffs, you have some young teams that are, first time around, in those situations. So I like it. I kind of like it.
And that, obviously the Knicks are finally back in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And, what are your thoughts on it, on the way they're playing, how they played this year and their chances against the Hawks?
I mean, I love the way they play this year. I mean, anytime you bring in a coach like Mike, that's defensive minded, and gonna get the best out of him. It's always a plus, and what the young fella Julius been doing this year has been amazing. He's really turned his game around, and to have a vet there in D Rose, who's been through it. D Rose was my rookie, so.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, I love what they're doing. I love the direction that the Knicks are, going in. It's great.
So I was gonna say, like Julius Randle, obviously he played in the league for 7 years, and he had a breakout season. Now, if you're Julius, and they offer him a nice $100 million contract, do you take it or do you wait one more year to get the $200 million contract?
Nah, he's gonna make the smart decision. He's gonna wait one more year. One more year won't kill him. It won't kill him. Because regardless, he's put himself in position to make the money. So he's now the guy. He's our guy in New York, right? So obviously, if he stays, he makes the most money there. Wait another year. It won't hurt him.
Yeah, it's just I always say, like, a guy, like, he's never had a season like he's had, and
Right.
for usually NBA players, you don't see that leap after 7 years. You never, none of us saw that.
Well, you gotta be in the right situation. You got to be in the correct situation. So, like, for instance, with my career, like, I thought the best fit for me was Philadelphia, and then when I got traded to Milwaukee. I was around a great group of guys, and we had success and all of that. But I was behind Big Dog, so there was no way I was going to be able to, overcome that because he was the money guy, And then you had Ray Allen that was trying to establish himself, and Sam, who was the vet who won before and all of that. So, that situation just it worked out for me because I was able to get paid and we had success. But at the end of the day, if you're in the right situation, any guy in the league can do what they need to do.
When you played in Milwaukee, though, did you feel like, wait, this team could actually win a championship, or did you feel like, you know what, we can make a good playoff run? Because you guys.
No, I felt like we can definitely win it all, and we had a 4-year run. But at that time, man, in those 90s, man, it was a lot of teams that were solid. So Indiana was still trying to make their run with Reggie and those guys. So we had to run up against them, and then Detroit was on their way back. So it was tough. It was tough. It's not like now where you see, the season schedule come out and who's on what team. You can say, oh, Lakers, Nets. It's not like that. You know what I mean? Back then it wasn't like that. You know what I mean? So, but it was good. It was good.
And and you playing, and obviously, so me, my partner Bobby, who's not here, every week we have an argument about Obi Toppin, and I've always said, and obviously you from Jersey and you play for the Knicks, I'm a firm believer. I was with the Knicks for 20 years working there.
Right.
I feel like New York players should not play on a New York team because it's too much of a headache. Like family asking for tickets, you have there's more access to you than ever before. Do you feel like, in that sense, like since you've played here, I just want to know, like, for you, like, obviously you love when you played for the Knicks and you became a Knick, you loved it, but did it become like a burden, like just like, hey, it's kind of crazy, I got to get out of here?
It was beautiful for me. I enjoyed every minute of it. Being a Jersey kid and, growing up as a Knicks fan and all of that. So having the opportunity to be home was everything for me. I don't think it was much of an issue with the whole family and tickets and all of that kind of stuff. Cause you would, the season was still going on. So you was constantly busy, so it wasn't like, on a Thursday, I'm going to grandma's house to kick it. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's coming. It wasn't, you know what I mean? So you still was in the middle of actually working. So, outside of just being a guy that's from the area, being known more, It was beautiful. And I think with Steph, outside of the other stuff, I think he really enjoyed his time, home, because it's not like being home. It's not like being home. But on the flip side, I can, relate with, some scenarios where it might be too much. I mean, and it all depends on your circle and, all of that kind of stuff. But, for me, I was a seasoned vet at that point, and so was Steph, so, but I can't speak for everyone, so, but you might be right.
Yeah. So there's another team out in New York, Brooklyn.
Right.
What do you think their chances are, heading into the playoffs?
Man, if they play defense, they're going to beat anybody and everybody. I mean, it's just as simple as that, honestly. It just comes down to that, dog. If they play defense, they're going to beat whoever they want to beat.
Okay, so now Knicks go to the second round and lose. Nets go to the third round and lose. Who has the biggest season?
The Knicks by far. Because what the Nets have. You see what I'm saying? Like, no one expected the Knicks to do this year. You know what I mean? Like, let's just be honest. No one did. Now the guys put it together. Coach came in with the game plan and they're executing each and every night. Because sometimes, if you put yourself in position within the first three quarters, fourth quarter, you figure it out. And majority of the games, that's what I've been seeing. Like, they just stick around, and then they figure it out in the fourth. Because of their intensity and how, how they're playing on the defensive end, it carries over to the offensive end. So, I mean, it's always going to be, if the Nets don't go to the finals and lose against the Lakers, then, New York is always going to, the Knicks is always going to have, the better year.
Yeah, I was going to say, if the Nets don't win the chip, how much pressure is KD and Kyrie going to have next season?
It's always going to be pressure on them to win it. And you got to remember, with all of everything that's been going on, with guys being in and out, throughout the year, they still haven't been able to really gel together. And they're going to have to do that through playoff series. Now, I'm not saying that they're not talented enough to get it done, but it still takes some time to really gel with your, with your teammates. So, it's going to be interesting to see, but for that group, man, it's always going to be championship or bust for that group.
Do you like the whole thing with the load management? Because they didn't have it when you played. Like, how many more years you would have played if they had load management back in your day? I mean, do you, like, when you watch it now, do you like, damn, like, this is crazy?
Well, they did have a quick turnaround this year. So, vet guys deserve that, and I'm pretty sure some coaches is like, don't practice today or whatever. But it's just different, man. To have a week off for All-Star weekend, like, that's amazing. We had
3 days.
We had the 3 days, and you had to get back for Monday practice. Like, in my rookie year playing in the rookie game in New York, I missed the next practice. So I got fined. Yeah, because I decided to go hang out on Sunday night after the game. So I got fined. I missed practice Monday and got fined. So, but yeah, man. It's just different, man. It's just different, and then also, the medicine and technology and all that is different. So, what we used to have to go through back in the day, these guys now, man, they can most of them, they go into the league young. They could play 20, 22 years, in the league.
No, but what's crazy, I was gonna say, like, when you came in, like, towards the end of your career, you came in as players started more empowering themselves and became like bosses and owners, and that, to me, that kind of been that was a testament of you coming in, because I remember, you would speak up. If you wasn't a person that was afraid not to speak up,
right
back then, like, compared to the players I saw before that. Like, so, yeah. How did that change? Like, when you was playing?
I think it's on each and every individual, personality. Like, I wasn't one that will shy away from anything. Like if I'm in the foxhole with you, we're gonna, fight together or we're gonna run together, whatever it is. You know what I mean? So to be honest with people is what everyone should want, and like so but on the boss tip, man, I think we have more superstars, so to say. Because the way the eras have been flipping, you had a certain amount of stars, and they would, pretty much generate all of the, off the court revenue with sponsorships and all of that kind of stuff. And now you see more guys, expanding that, even in the NFL. So I think that plays a big role in guys really having a full understanding of their name as their brand, type thing. Because back then, honestly, you had to have the success for those brands to come to you. Most of us had shoe deals or a car deal or even a soda deal, in your local, states. Even some car deals where they would give you a car and you would give them tickets and, simple stuff like that. But the way these guys now are doing Subway and McDonald's and Pepsi and, you name it, it's amazing. It's amazing. And I'm happy for the young fellas.
Now, I was going to say, you played against Mike towards the end of his career. You played against, obviously, LeBron. Where do you rank each when you look at both players that you played against both of them? And obviously, you see one was the tail end and the other one was in the beginning.
Yeah.
Where do you rank both of them?
But see, when we talk about them two, how can we forget Kobe? My brother Kobe, God rest his soul.
Yes. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't even want to get it. Well, obviously, I'm a 90s guy, right? So I think that era was like one of the best eras ever. And how physical the game was. So obviously the different, eras of play. But LeBron did come in to the league when it was still a little physical. But I mean, the category is what it is, man. It's gonna always be that. No matter what LeBron does on a stat level, it's always gonna be, because you gotta remember, Kobe and LeBron are chasing Mike. So it's always gonna be that, where you have to have Mike, I will put Kobe, and then I will put LeBron. As simple as that.
And even if LeBron wins his 5th title this season?
Yeah, because prior to that, I mean, those, like, when you look at the way the similar things with Kobe and Mike, like Kobe emulated most of his moves, or stole most of his moves, because he was chasing that guy. And it's the same thing with LeBron. Now, LeBron is more of a magic in a sense, where he will give the ball up and all of that kind of stuff. And people talk about the kill factor at the end of the game and things like that. But he just makes the right plays all the time, But just the different eras and what Mike meant to the game and what he brought to the game, to have the youngsters chasing that, and now they, are taking over those crowns. It's amazing, man. And Westbrook, right, with the triple doubles, like, I remember seeing that kid out here at UCLA. He was still in college, and we used to come out here playing, with the pro guys and stuff, just to get in shape. And he was going hard at all the pro guys. The same way he played now was the same way he was playing back then. And what he's doing is amazing. So it's the game is it's taking off, man. It's really going, and hopefully one day we'll be able to catch soccer and be the biggest sport, out there. Which it probably won't happen. That probably won't happen. But
do you see yourself down the road coaching or trying to become a general manager?
Nah, man. I like doing the grassroots thing. I like teaching, the kids, what it's going to be about from a younger age. and trying to guide them, through their life and use the game of basketball the right way. The NBA stuff is just, if you're a coach, GM, or whatever, it's still the travel, man. Like, that travel is something else, man. You fly through the worst weather. It's like a circus, man. The show must go on, But I don't know. I just had a son. He's 3 now, so I'd love to be home and be around him. But I mean, if the opportunity presents, I mean, you never know. You never know.
And speaking of grassroots, obviously, Overtime Elite, is doing the 16 to 18-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts on that? Do you think like some of these young kids at that age should be getting paid that type of money and skipping college if there's not a college opportunity and stuff like that?
Well, I think the elite of the elite kids, what Rod Strickland and the G League is doing over there is amazing, because honestly, those kids are pros. So if the NCAA is not gonna, pay the student athletes, and kids are in position to make, $500,000 before they even go to the league, I mean, that's unheard of, So, I was one of those kids that had an opportunity to go straight to the league out of high school. And if this situation would have been around where I had an opportunity to go play against some pros and grow for a year before I can go to the league, I probably would have looked into that as well to make $500,000, rather than going to college. But I don't know, man. I don't because the game is so watered down now and there's so many AAU teams, and there's so many trainers and coaches that are giving kids bad advice, and they really can't help the kids within the actual game itself because they don't really know the game. We call them the YouTube trainers or the YouTube coaches. I just think, what is missing is the element of teaching and the skill set and development part of it in every state. But if you start paying kids at that level, I mean, it's it's gonna be over with. Kids are not even gonna finish high school.
So if you had the choice, you wouldn't do the 16 to 18. You would just do the G League.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. It was static.
I said, so if it was your choice, you wouldn't do overtime. You would do the G League, and the way the G League is doing it is the right way.
I think it's the right way because they're giving the kids the experience of what they're about to really be getting into, which is the next step is the NBA, obviously. So, you're training and, you're playing games and you're traveling, doing the hotel thing and all that kind of stuff. So it's leading up to, their next moves. And for AAU or whatever the case may be to be able to, do that for kids, I don't know. I just don't know if kids and parents are ready for that. Because then it turns into the Wild Wild West, right? Everyone thinks they deserves,
100,000, 200,000.
Yeah. So it's like my kid should be better than him because he had one game better than his game or whatever. So I don't know, man. It's weird, but it is a lot of money involved in the game, and I just think at some point the mom and pop AAU programs have to move to the side and allow the people that really have the basketball experience to get in and kind of help our kids, grow and develop, because that's what the game is missing. That's what the game is missing.
My thing is like you said, I was gonna say, like, what's crazy is like, you saying that perfect because you run these Tim Thomas Academy and stuff like that, but you see so many AAU teams, like, and obviously kids need to play basketball and all this other stuff. How do you separate the parents from like letting guys like yourself and real coaches coach?
I mean, that's the difficult part because, like we talked about earlier, people are, picking up that USA Today or seeing online what these players are making. So, obviously everyone wants to make it to the league. And, when you're coming from the inner city, I mean, those are the sports you play, football, or basketball to make it out. So it's hard because every parent loves their child, obviously, and every parent thinks that their child is the best. But, I mean, reality just has to set in, and a lot of times, or most of the time, these parents are getting played for the money grab with these trainers and, these AAU programs. And the kids don't get no better because you could yell at me right now as loud as you could if we was in the gym to motivate me. But can you show me how to navigate through, what I'm struggling with on the court? And that's the difference. We got a lot of people that's just yelling, do this, get the rebound, go, 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 go. And that's not really helping the kid. So it's tough, man. It's tough. But I mean, I think the other thing a lot of guys should get together. The former players should get together and connect with other players that are in other states and try to, get these kids in the gym, the elite kids in the gym.
I was gonna say, I know the Players Association, they do the top 100 camp every summer.
Right.
I've shot it. I shot it a couple of years ago, for a couple of years straight, and they do a great job, especially teaching the kids and stuff like that. I think they should expand on that a little bit more. And they have former players come and talk to the kids and stuff like that. I think stuff like that would be like, hopefully down the road you're more involved in something like that.
Yeah, but again, that's 100 kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
100. I know, but 100 of the top kids around the country, though.
Yeah, that's great. But again, that's 100 kids, which is a good thing. The elite kids do need that information, and what they're doing is great. But I'm just saying, from a grassroots perspective, it should be more guys who have the experience that are put in position to help these kids in all states, not just Jersey, in all states.
Yeah, well, when you come back to New York, I'm gonna start bugging you. You need to come down to Hoops in the Sun. They do a great job on the grassroots part of it. With the guys do a real good job, and I feel like they don't get the support, from NBA guys should come down to check it out, especially it's on the beach and stuff like that. So I think when you're in New York, the door's open for you to come down there.
Oh, I'm there. I've been down there before.
So last couple of questions. Two of your best moments in the NBA, playing in the NBA are that you're always going to remember.
Playing in the Eastern Conference Finals and in the Western Conference Finals. Those was some great series for me. And then obviously, getting close to, having a chance to play for a championship. So I would say those two right there.
And who wins the NBA championship this year?
I would go with Brooklyn if they would play defense. and it's not, I'm not knocking those guys, but I'm just saying, once they figure out that they need to buckle down and play defense, they could beat anybody, but LeBron and them do have a big team, and that size might, do something. So it's gonna be tough, man. I think it's gonna go 7. I would say Brooklyn wins in 7.
Against the Lakers?
Against the Lakers.
Oh, that'll be a good finals. I know Adam Silver will be happy, and the NBA fans will be happy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yo, I want to say, I know I was hunting you down for like 3 months. And I know you was looking those DMs. God damn, Edgar.
It's all good, man. You family, man. So I had to do it for you.
But I appreciate you. But next time you're in New York, we definitely got to link up.
Definitely.
A drink on me.
Definitely. Oh, I'm there.
All right. I appreciate you.
All right. You're good.
Later. All right, later. Oh man, I want to say thanks for coming out, Bobby C. We miss you, and I'll see you next Thursday. Randy, hell of a job again. Peace out.